as Muslims, when we're competing for the akhirah, we're elevating ourselves. Because when we see a munkar, when we see bad, we try to change it. We speak against it as a brother, as a united block. When we see good, we try to do as much of it as we can. And so the Prophet ﷺ saying is taqwa is what separates us. And we need to be united, brothers, because what are the consequences of not being united? The consequences, the things that can go wrong is what we're seeing today. Division, occupation, oppression. Now division is something that if any jama'ah, any group suffers from, they're going to be exposed to danger. If anyone ever divides, this is natural throughout history, as soon as the moment a people divide, that's when they get exposed to attacks, separation, destruction. And this is what's happening today, brothers. And this is one of the Western plots. It's very smart actually. In the past, when the Muslims were united, the West would go, Britain specifically would go to the Arabs and say, you guys are the Arabs. Islam started at your hands. Why are you letting the Turks? Why have they got the seat of power? What's this? You guys are so high. Your own prophet was an Arab. The people are like, and then they will go to the Turks and say, you guys are the Turks. You guys hold the seat of power. Why are you letting the Arabs and all these other Muslim countries hold you back? Become independent and start progressing. And now we can see that Arab-Turk nationalism, divide and conquer. Bangladesh, from India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, nationalism, nationalism. And now we know that, for example, the World Cup's coming up. Brothers, the World Cup we know is going to feed nationalism. I'm not going to start speaking bad against it, but I just want to inform you, brothers, that one, it will feed nationalism, but two, it will distract our minds. Like how normal forms of these entertainments do anyway, whether it be football, rugby, snooker, this cinema, whatever it is, Muslim or non-Muslims, these things are designed to distract people from, the wider picture of the exploitation, poverty, all the problems happening in the world. Just make sure you want to come home from work and just relax and just focus your individual mind on, for example, watching that program and etc. So one, it will distract us. But two, brothers, what it will do is it will leave us exposed to attacks, which I've already mentioned. And nationalism is a bond. I have to refute this, brothers. Is not one of the bonds from Islam. For those of you who thought that nationalism was from Islam, you're wrong. Because when we see the Prophet ﷺ, who was he around? He was around Bilal ibn Rabah radiallahu ta'ala, who was a black Abyssinian slave. He was around Suhaib al-Rumi radiallahu anhu, who was a Roman with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was around Salman al-Farsi radiallahu ta'ala anhu. He was a Persian. Now, brothers, these Sahaba didn't sit in a clique and say, Bilal didn't say to Salman, yo, I'm Abyssinian, bro. I'm an Abyssinian Muslim. You're from Persia. Your people worship fire. The brothers, Salman didn't say to him, you see, they didn't exist. They were one Muslim brotherhood. Similarly, they shouldn't exist in our minds. The Prophet ﷺ, even when he was on his last words, his farewell khutbah, he said, an Arab is no superior to a non-Arab. A black man is not superior to a white man. Or the other way. You're all equal in the eyes of Allah Azza wa Jal. Because what He looks at is what's in here, your taqwa. And just to finish, brothers. Just to finish, the Prophet ﷺ, we have to appreciate the words that's coming out of his mouth. 7 people, brothers, are going to get that shape. And this is going to be a day where we are going to strive and we are going to be so desperate to want that shade when the sun is like 1 mile above our heads. So let's be brothers, let's take this advice, not envying each other, not hating each other, not trying to deceive each other, not turning our backs on one another, watching out for one another, as one Muslim ummah, united on Islam, love each other for the sake of Allah. Inshallah, we will become one of those people who will get that shade on that day. Because Allah Azza wa Jalla says about Yawm al-Qiyamah, يَوْمَ يَفِرُ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ. That day will be a day when a man will run from his own brother. So let's now on this day, work together and be brothers for the next day where we will only be thinking about ourselves. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم.